Mellow Night Sports in the building, the Red Corner Podcast. We're here to talk boxing. We're here to talk MMA with my co-host Micah. You already know what it is. We are back. Um, Intro ting. You know what I'm saying? Get you guys in here. Like the video. Feel me? Like the video, guys. Like the video. Share it and subscribe. We just hit 700 subscribers not too long ago. Let's get to 1,000. So, yeah, UFC 300. UFC 300 is shaping up to be an insane card. Michael, what do you think about it so far?
hmm I, I actually I could literally pull up whatever they have right here. Give me 1 second. There it is. Huh? That should be decided. Oh no. No. Okay. Yeah. Zhang Wei Li,
Bro, you
Gaethje, and
gotta
Max Holloway.
your audio is like messed up. Refresh, and then come back in.
Hold on. I know why. Is
Your
that better?
your tabs, yeah,
Yeah.
your tabs,
No. Yeah, I gotta pull it up on my phone. Let me pull it up on my phone instead. But yeah, Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. Pull up this
which
chair
is
real quick.
insane,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah, that should be a
That's
crazy fight.
that's probably what I'm most excited about. Excited about what is going to be the main event though. What do you have any idea? Do you have any
It's
hunch?
well, it's looking like it's gonna be Zhang Wei Li and
No, for the main
yeah,
event,
hmm Zhang Wei Li and I cannot pronounce this woman's name even though I've heard it, but
bro. If
yeah,
they
I'll
do,
just say Yan.
yeah. I heard about that, but I don't think that's a main event though.
Yeah,
Isn't
women's
that on?
strawweight.
Isn't that on the undercard?
No, why would that be on the undercard?
I swear I thought I saw it was on the undercard.
No, that's a title. I mean, not a title fight, but a no, it is a title fight. Excuse me.
I'm sorry if they do that. If they make that the main event, that is a huge mistake. That is a huge mistake. Huge mistake, and I hope they don't do that because that is absolutely trash. I'm sure it'll be a great fight, but that's not main event worthy at all,
Well,
at
I mean, it
all.
just depends on what card it is.
Yeah, I mean, for UFC 300, they want to do that. I've never even heard of this other Yan person. Who is it? I'm sure she's a great fighter. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Come on, I could think of three other fights that you know what I'm saying
I
that could
mean,
be great.
yeah, I mean, you would have you have to think of it in terms of a casual fan.
Precisely. A casual fan doesn't
Uh,
even know who. Most people don't even know who Zhang Weili is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Unless you know, why would I don't? I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't do that. I keep hearing about, and I know it's not going to be true, but I keep hearing about uh uh Pereira versus Izzy for the third time. I keep hearing about that, but I
no,
know it's not going to happen. But
no, it's definitely not gonna
yeah,
happen.
no. I'm hearing also that Izzy's going to be able to fight the winner of uh Strickland and Duplessis,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, it depends on when he comes back
Which it
because
sounds like he's coming back pretty soon though. He's getting in the media again. He's talking.
yeah, I mean,
Like
he can't just like he can't just leave completely. Like he still has to train. He should not
yeah,
stop training.
right,
He should not, he said he didn't want to fight for a while, which,
right.
he doesn't have the belt anymore, so that's fine. So he probably just wants to take a break. Being a champ is a lot,
There's
especially when you're
a lot
at
of
the level
pressure,
that he was at.
indeed. A
Not
lot of
even just a
pressure,
lot of pressure, a lot of work,
a
bro.
lot of
Like a
work,
lot of work.
a lot of
So he's probably
strenuous stuff
like,
on your body. You know,
yeah, so
my
he's probably just like he wants to sit back for a little bit,
yeah, nothing wrong
and
with that.
reassess. He
Nothing
hasn't he
wrong with
hasn't
that.
really he's never really been beaten like that. He's never been
No,
beaten like that.
he's never been outclassed. He's Never been
Yeah.
outclassed like that, and that was outclassed. That wasn't outclassed. That was a domination,
Hmm.
um, from start to finish.
Yeah,
So
100%. He
yeah,
went around.
yeah, yeah, and I get it, and I get where he's coming from, and I salute him, and I'm with him on that, right? But my thing is he has maintained this level because of his intensity and because he never really took a break. And I think it's good to take a break, but I just don't. I hope he comes back stronger. He doesn't kind of doesn't take his foot off the pedal. Essentially, you know, especially when
Hmm.
he's coming back. You know, I want him to be at the top of his game, come back even better. Um, because you have guys like Terrence Crawford. They never leave the gym. He's always in shape. You know what I'm saying? He's always ready to. He's always ready to go. Even he. In the last 12 months, he fought once. But he's still, he's always in the gym. He's always training. He's always sparring. You know what I'm saying? He's doing that. So, though granted, UFC guys do fight much more frequently. Um, but again, it's something where they're always training. But some dudes that just stay in the gym. They just stay in the gym. So I'm just hoping he just comes back stronger, man. And I just want to see what he comes back with. I want to restore my faith in him. Um, and just kind of see where he's at. But yeah, I mean that. When is UFC 300 supposed to even take place?
April 13th.
April 13th. So Duplessis fight this. No, there's no way they would ever make that. There's no way they could make it in time. That's only 3 months away, right?
Uh, which fight?
Like winner of Duplessis and Shawn.
Oh, you mean, well, yeah, with is yeah, 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 definitely.
That can't happen.
Um, it just depends on when he wants to come back. Like that's it.
I
That's
think
literally it.
that'd be a good time for him to come back though. April. It's
I
almost
mean,
been.
the last time he fought was November, was
No,
it?
no, no. He lost in like September ish, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me be sure.
If I'm not mistaken, it was like
Richmond,
September.
this son. Yeah, no, you're right. September 9th.
September 9th, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So September, that'll be around 8 months, right? That'll be around 8 months. I mean, it all depends on him, if he
Yeah, I
wants to
mean
make it.
that is a while.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like
The
that's a
thing
great
is, man,
comeback
that
card.
you know what's so crazy is that there's been so many great fights in between then and now
Yeah.
that I didn't
Yeah.
even notice. I didn't even notice it would be that long.
Yeah, I
I didn't
know.
even notice it would be like,
I know, bro. Like it's crazy how fast. First of all, how fast the year is going, and then number two, we're getting good fight after good fight after good fight. I mean, I'm just so excited for Marlon. I was gonna say Marlon Brando, Marlon Vera, Marlon Vera versus Shawn. I think that one's gonna be good. Ah,
yeah.
man, that one's gonna be good, man. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Vera beat him again. I would not be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised if anything happened. Like whatever. Like if either of them won, I wouldn't be surprised because Shawn can definitely fight. He
Hmm.
can definitely strike. He's the bigger guy, and this guy clearly
Longer,
has power. He's longer. He's ranger.
but yeah, but Cheeto is strong. Like Cheeto's not as small as he looks. It is kind of weird, bro, because like when I see him fight at at what's it called? At bantamweight, he doesn't look like ripped or anything like that. Like super, like a lot of these guys they look ripped and stuff like that.
They
He
look
really
diced up at
doesn't.
135.
Yeah,
No,
I
because
mean he looks.
he probably has
Uh,
a.
I'll take it back. Now that I'm looking at it. I
Well,
mean he
we're
does have
also
a
watching him at Fight Night, but they weigh more than that on Fight
true
Night
true.
anyway.
Wait. Let
So
me
you gotta
see
see
that
him at the
again.
weigh-in. You gotta see
Weigh-in,
him at the weigh-in. Yeah,
Cheeto Vera weigh-in. I
he diced
mean,
up.
he does. Yeah. I mean,
Let me
I
see.
mean,
I'm gonna see
he
it.
is kind of. I'll send it to you actually.
All right.
Here's a good picture, bruh. Come on, bro. Um, Save the photos. There you go. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, I mean, I think that he does look kind of
I don't see it.
honestly, it looks appropriate, man.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. He is pretty diced up. He's not like Aljamain. Aljamain has more body like body muscle and mass on him. So when he cuts down to it, you see everything. Like
Yeah.
you
He
know, like
does
he
look depleted there. Like, look at his arms.
yeah, his arms look small, bro. You know who look, bro, and it's crazy because like when they rehydrate, like their arms shoot back up. Because Devin Haney, bro, at the for the last Regis Prograis weigh-in, bro, my God, his arm. It was I think the camera angle as well, but his arms look like twigs, bro. And then you see him come back for the fight night, and he's back built again. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's crazy, man. Like you really do look depleted. You know what I'm saying? But it's like well for you, probably for me, well definitely for me, but like for you probably as well. Like when you're fighting, you kind of stay around your fight weight, right? So that you don't have to cut all that muscle, or yeah, you don't have to cut all that weight right all at once. These
Yeah.
guys, these guys, they blow up to 180, 170, 160. 3 weeks out, then they cut all this weight, and it makes their body look a certain way as well. Obviously, it makes them look drained. But if you stay around your weight, you won't look as drained. Obviously, you'd be obviously healthier, this and that. But I think that's another reason why he probably looks so depleted and just like his arms look so small. But no, I mean, those guys, bro, those bantamweights, I'd say bantamweight and like dudes at like 145, bro. They could be tanks, bro. They could literally be a tank. You know what I'm saying? It's just you're just not the tallest guy. You're not the longest guy, and so you're able to make those weights. But you can be a tank, man, straight up. Um, but of course, the dynamics of Sean O'Malley gives him that power. The dynamic of how his body is. He has that, what I'm saying, that archer. You know what I'm saying? That he has that velocity that he can create. I can't hear you no more. Nah.
Uh, no,
Okay.
I sent you a picture of Shawn.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sure Sean looks gross,
Shawn
to be
on
honest.
weigh-in.
Let me see Sean. Like the video if you're watching. Like the video. Let's see Sean here. Sean. Okay, honestly, Sean doesn't look that bad here. Like he does,
Yeah.
but he's not terrible. I've seen much worse.
Yeah.
Like, probably the worst I've seen, honestly, was Devin Haney. When he fought Cambosis #2, he looked like a
Honestly,
zombie.
worst that I see, bro, is like Anthony Johnson, Rumble.
Mhm.
Um, when he fought at 170. That man, nah, let me see if I could find
Yeah,
that for you.
send that to me for
That
sure.
man,
How bad was it?
holy dog.
How bad was it?
Hold on. Just look. In the 170.
I'm putting the link in the comments, guys. If you want to talk, you already know what it is. If you disagree with anything that we say, you already know the link is here, and we can debate. We can go from wherever you want to go. You know what I'm saying? And Micah is a MMA guru. So if he says something you don't like, come out here and try to prove him wrong. You know what I'm saying? Same with me. So but let me see this shit. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, that is bad. That is really bad. I'm gonna have to send me that on the email me that. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, email me that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put it on the screen. That
Just
is
reply.
awful. His cheeks
Yeah.
are so sucked in. Wait, when did he fight at 170? Like, at what stage of his career?
I mean, that was in the beginning. That was in the beginning of his career.
Okay.
Like early in his career, he fought at that. Obviously
Ah,
you can't keep doing that because it's just like,
that looks awful, bro. Like genuinely, that looks so bad. Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to see this one. Yeah, his face just if you know what he regularly looks like, and you see that his face just looks so sunken in.
he's a huge guy, bro. He is
Making
so massive.
170. He's making 170, and he walks around like 260, right? Or sorry, 230, 250.
Yeah, around I would say around two between 230 and 250.
Okay, yeah, no, that's man. Guys are really killing themselves for this shit. You know, you gotta salute them, man. You really gotta salute them for making the sacrifice. You know, that's why it's like when we get certain fights, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, we gotta be thankful, man, because it's like and I was watching 78, this one dude I watch as well on YouTube. He's like, man, how are you, like, dude, like with the Terrence Crawford thing. Okay, this is the picture, guys. This is the picture. This guy Anthony Rumble Johnson, and this is how he regularly looks. Let's see, Anthony Johnson. Let's see what he regularly looks like. Yeah, this is a good picture.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's crazy though.
It's
That's
a big
crazy.
guy, man.
Yeah, it's a big dude. But what I was saying was, we got to be thankful for these fights, man, because you have a guy like Errol Spence went out there, fought the best pound for pound number one fighter in the entire world, and people are clowning him, and it's like, and now it's like, bro, we don't sometimes as fans we don't just like this is why we don't get fights as boxers, like because all we do is clown the guy when he tries to take a risk. It's like, okay, we want to see the best fights, but then we do see the best fights, and somehow maybe someone does get blown away. Um, and all we do is clown them. You know, it's like a gift that we're getting. Essentially, they're giving us a gift, and we're not thankful. Um, and so I think it's just very, very the sacrifice these fighters, go through to entertain us. It's very important that we're thankful and we appreciate it, guys, because cutting weight is not an easy thing to do. Fighting through injuries is not an easy thing to do. You know what I'm saying? These guys are out here risking their bodies and putting their bodies on the line, risking their lives on the line, guys. And I just hate to see. That's why I just hate to see dudes just get not just are not appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Like I always thought Errol Spence would lose to. Well, I'll say this pretty much once I saw how both of them fought Shawn Porter, I had my final answer. I always thought that Terrence Crawford would win, but once I saw him fight Shawn Porter, I saw everything I needed to see. I saw everything I needed to see, and my mind was made up. But Errol Spence is my dude. He's my guy. I like him a lot as a boxer, as a person. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the sport first. I'm a fan of both guys, but I'm a fan of the sport first. So a lot of these dudes just wanted to see him lose, and it's like I just wanted to see a good fight. I just wanted to see a good fight, and these dudes are too infatuated with these boxers. You know what I'm saying? They're too attached to these guys, and they're not a fan of the sport. They're not a fan of the sport first. All they want to do is see their person win, and the guy doesn't even have to fight the best guy, like Tank. I like Tank. Tank is, one of my favorite fighters to watch as well. But at a certain point, we have to hold this guy accountable. He is not fighting the best available. And this brings me to our next portion of the video, even though we will loop back to UFC 300. But this loops me back to the next part of the video is that Shawn Porter says that Tank Davis will not fight Devin Haney. Let me play the audio for y'all. Let me play the audio for y'all. Like, you can let me know if it is audible.
Mhm.
Is it here?
I told
Can you hear it?
Tim Zoo when he came
Yeah.
on the show, I said, "You're not gonna get a fight with Jamal Charlo." I said, "Just let that go. That fight's not gonna happen because I know that he don't want that night." Same thing with Tank. All respect to Tank and his people, and they already know I love them, but they're not coming up to 140 to fight you. You show Devin Haney showed himself to be too strong, too fast, too big, too everything. To do the catch weight, they'll try to bring you that 137 and try to pull you down, pull as much out of you as they can. Adrian Broner did that when I fought him. We were supposed to fight 147. He made the contract weight at 144 just to try to pull something out of me. This is what the business is. If you're not a part of the plan, what do we put in place so that you never get to become a part of the plan?
Wait, pause it. Pause it.
Go ahead.
Wait, how does that work? Wait, so he said he wanted to fight Adrian Broner at 147. The weight was 147, but he wanted to make the contract at 144.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A side can do that. You can do that if you're if you're the A side. You know?
Why is there an A side and a B side? Should just be rules.
Only in boxing. I can only agree with you. Only in boxing does this shit exist. Only in boxing can, if you are more popular, you can alter the playing field. Only in boxing.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
That is, imagine you're playing. Imagine in the NFL, the more popular team, the team that generates the more revenue, can change the rules of the game.
Yeah.
It's the same shit, but only in boxing can you do this. It's the wild, wild west. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Um, the only reason why I will say, at the end of the day, the fighter has to sign the contract. If they don't agree to the terms, they don't fight. So I'm not gonna fight too much for them if they sign the contract, because
Yeah.
you signed it, right? But I agree with you. There's shit, it's literally
But it's
changing the
also,
rules
yeah,
of the.
it's
Huh?
also about negotiating power. I mean,
Indeed, you're right, right,
'cause-
right. I mean, how much does a person need you, and vice
yeah,
versa? How much do they need the fight? It all depends if the person
so
really
true,
needs
bro.
it. Just like Floyd, Floyd, gave into all the negotiation terms for Oscar De La Hoya. He had a smaller ring. He had to wear he had to wear the specific types of gloves that Oscar De La Hoya asked. He had to take a 70-30 split. He had to do a couple more things just to get that fight. But once he won, he knew that once he won the fight, he would be propelled into stardom, and he would never have to be the B side again. You know what I'm saying? And he took a risk on him. He took a bet on himself, and he came through. He came through. But yeah, sometimes you got to do that. You got to do that. That's what even Devin Haney did. That he Devin Haney, the bigger star, the clear A side, had to take I think 20% split to 22% split to George Kambosos, which was a fighter that no one had heard of until he beat Teofimo Lopez. He had to fly to Australia twice to get that shot of the belts, and he did it. But now, not for everyone. I think Tank is the A side. He is the bigger guy. He is the bigger star. So I'm not gonna front and say anything different. But anyone else, Devin Haney would be able to essentially where we fighting. You know what I'm saying? What weight, essentially? I mean, but I agree, though. It's only in boxing can you alter the playing field because you're more popular. It is stupid. And we keep saying, oh, it's business, it's always boxing, but it's like, bro, it's a sport. It's a sport. I get the business part, but it's a sport. There's literally rules. You know what I'm saying? But of course, again, in boxing. But yeah, so Tank is mad at Sean Porter for saying that. He should be mad at Devin Haney. He should fight him.
That's why
Just get the
he
fight.
should be mad at his own management.
He should be mad at himself. He should be mad at himself, his whole team,
Yeah,
because Devin Haney making him look scared right now. That's just it. He's making him look scared right now.
but he is, and I don't really.
Yeah, I mean there's nothing. There's no other way for us. There's no other um way to put it. The way he's acting, it looks scared. He looks scared.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you're the big bad wolf, if you're the best guy at 135, at 140, whatever, then it wouldn't matter the weight, and it wouldn't matter who. Let me fight him. You know what I'm saying? And then watch, he's gonna fight someone that we don't want to see him fight, man. I mean, like that's the reason why there's some Tank fights I just never watched because I was sick and tired of him fighting dudes that we didn't want to see him fight. We knew he was gonna knock them out. You know what I'm saying? So it just got really repetitive, and he's wasting his prime years on dudes that are not going to do anything for his legacy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's unfortunate. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah, bro. It is super. It is super disappointing because how do you think he would fare against Devin Haney and at maybe at 135 I mean it'd be better, but at 140 how do you think he does?
At 140, I think Tank loses. Um, I think he gets outboxed for.
Mhm.
I think he gets outboxed for about 9 rounds. Then he's going to essentially panic.
Mhm.
Well, I don't want to say panic, but he's going to start feeling a little bit of urgency, and then he's going to try to go harder, win the rounds. He might win a couple rounds, right? But at that point, it's going to be too late. He's banking on one shot. That is with certain fighters you can do that. Okay, certain fighters you can bank on one shot because you know they're going to be open at one point, and you're going to be able to catch them.
You think you could do that with Lomachenko, to be honest?
So you said you can't, or you said you can't? No,
Can't.
no, you couldn't. You couldn't. I think, and this is my point: is high level boxers you can't bank everything on one shot because
Mhm.
you could be looking for that fight for that shot the whole night, and you may never find it. It may never come.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're at
But
round 10, round 11, round 12, fight's over.
so does this mean that Tank, I mean, maybe you touched on it before that he's overrated?
So okay, so here's the thing: you're opening a bag of worms because it's a possibility, but the thing is, we don't know because he hasn't fought anyone formidable yet.
Well, that's what the fact that he hasn't fought anybody formidable, does that not make him overrated?
See, you can look at it that way. But I think the thing is for most people is that he passes the eye test,
Mhm.
like with flying colors, right? You see what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
can see him fight, and you could be like, okay, he's got the goods. He's got the goods. But
Yeah. I
go
mean,
ahead.
but if I think that if you have good fights, you pass the eye test, but doesn't mean that those fights are, necessarily above the best people, but they still give you good fights. It's
Well,
still, you're not
you're
looking
100% right.
sloppy.
You're 100% right. You could look amazing against the right people.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean you're the best, and doesn't mean those guys were able to push you to the limit. So you're right. I mean, he could be overrated, bro. We don't even know, bro. We have no clue. Seriously, we don't know.
I think he should fight Lobachenko. They're at the
He sh-
same weight.
well,
I think that's
yeah.
the perfect test. I
I'll tell
think
you
that's
this. That is. But one, Tank don't want to fight him. They don't want to. They don't want to risk that fight. And to tell you the truth,
dude,
bro,
what fighter has he fought that wasn't Mexican?
he's only fought like three black people in his whole career. His whole career,
And we
he's only
don't know
fought
who they
three.
are.
No, we don't. Cab drivers, bro. Dudes dudes that had couple 6 or 7 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, that's fine, and that's no problem in the beginning, right? But at
Yeah.
this level, you got to be fighting some names.
The dude that Canelo fought for his first fight, he lost like 90% of his fights by
Yeah,
knockout.
yeah, but bro, look, Canelo and look, Canelo. Okay, Canelo fought to a draw with the dude that had been knocked out like 16 times.
Yeah. I mean, at some point though, you're tired of it.
What do you mean?
Tired at some point, you're tired of being knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so, but I guess they throwing that money at you, bro. I mean, it's unless it's not worth it, bro. Like
I
unless you're
mean,
getting
it
paid.
was that early though?
That was early. That was
Yeah. I
early in
mean,
his
it's probably
career.
just an experience thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, we're talking about resumes, right? If we're talking about resumes,
I
we
think
gotta we
that
gotta talk about that.
it's stylistic as well. When Canelo Canelo like doesn't do well against people who don't know how to box. If they're trying to box like him, he's not he is going to dominate them at his own game. Like if they're not good at his game, but people who are good at his game, those fights are they really test him. I mean, you saw it.
Oh
You
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
think like the John Ryder fight. Nobody thought that it was gonna go that way.
I agree. I
I
agree.
mean, but it,
Yeah, he
but, you
stepped to
know,
him. That's the thing. He stepped to him. He said,
exactly.
"Let's fight." And the thing about Canelo, he's a fighter. He will fight you. He's going to fight you. He can box, right? He can box. He has great, head
Excellent,
movement. Right.
excellent
Yeah.
head movement.
Right. He
Like
can box.
so.
He has, great defense. Right. I always say this: his feet are his
Yeah.
lacking thing, but
His feet are
he's
just like
gonna good.
always planted.
They're always planning for those power punches, and those are great if you're fighting, if you're brawling. But if you're not fighting a brawler, they're not great because if your feet are planted and you're trying to hit me with some big ass hit, big ass shot, all I gotta do, my feet, I'm on my toes. All I gotta do is step back a little. I'm more free on my toes. I can move much easier than you can move. So
Mhm.
against fighters like that, he does have a tough time. But against people that want to fight him, that want to be in his face, most of them, bro, he's gonna knock them out. He's gonna knock him out. You know what I'm saying? That's just what he. But yeah, the John Ryder fight though, that was definitely a surprise. I thought John Ryder was doing good. I thought that Canelo did beat him, but John Ryder was doing good. He was. You know, if this was a 15 round fight, my things might have been different. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Things might have been different. But I don't
I
know
mean,
who.
what do you think about Canelo's cardio?
Not great. I think after he gets to around past 8 or 9, he definitely starts to start to fade. He really starts to fade, and that is a real that's a bad trait. I mean, and the thing is, bro, he's throwing bombs, man. Like he's
Yeah,
throwing
that's what I was
bombs,
gonna
and
say.
so he's by the time if he hasn't knocked you out already, man, he's tired, man. So that's not always the best strategy, but I mean, it's worked for him for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, his cardio isn't great. Um, Terrence Crawford's cardio is insanely good. Um, Spencer's cardio is great as well.
Mhm.
Um, who else has good cardio? Devin has great cardio at 140, not at 130. 135, he doesn't have as much punch resistance, man. It's because he's drained, so but at 140 he looked phenomenal, phenomenal. Who else has good cardio at boxing? I'm trying to think if there's like a Colby Covington type of dude, but there's a lot of them though. Like there's a lot of dudes that don't get tired, that they train for that stuff. But who else has bad cardio though? It's another guy that has real bad cardio. Oh, I guess I'm thinking about Paddy Pimblett. No, I can't think of anyone else that has really bad cardio though. Um, would you say Colby has the
Mm,
best cardio in UFC?
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway. Let's talk about that fight, man. How does that fight
Mm.
go?
I don't think Max is going to get knocked out or anything like that. I think that because
Started off on that.
he just doesn't. Well, I just want to clear the. I'm just saying that he's so freaking durable. I don't think that he's
He's
going to
never
get
been knocked
knocked out.
down. He's never
But
been knocked down. Never been knocked
mhm.
out.
um, but he will always be. Excuse me. He's always going to be engaging and always going to be striking. There's a possibility that he could, wear Gaethje out because Gaethje is another guy who likes to throw a lot. Like if you watch the Tony and that I was actually gonna tell you, um, I renewed ESPN Plus. Go and watch um Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. You need to watch that again.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw it,
I saw.
but
I've watched the first 3 rounds. I was doing something, but I gotta finish the full fight. I'll
watch
rewatch the
that.
full thing. It was an amazing fight, but yeah,
Dog,
continue.
he is throwing bombs, man.
And
He's
Tony was
throwing
eating him, bro.
bombs. Dog,
Just me thinking about it
the
is
thing
just
is, that was during COVID. There's no crowd. You can hear all those shots land, bro.
right, right, right.
He was throwing bombs, and it was so crazy how Tony was just able to eat him and just not. I mean, he got hurt. Tony
Yeah.
definitely got hurt, but oh my goodness, but that the thing is, they're both going to get hit. That's what I'm saying. Like they are both going to get hit. Um, I think it's just going to end up being a war. It's basically what's going to happen. And if that doesn't happen, literally, I think there's a greater chance of one of them getting knocked out than it being just like a slow fight. It's going to be a quick fight, and it's either going to or excuse me, not a quick fight, but it's going to be a action packed fight, and it's good. I believe that's going to go to distance. If it doesn't go to distance, one of them is going to get finished. Like I think that Justin Gaethje has like okay cardio, but like if especially since he got his nose fixed, like he had a deviated septum, now he can breathe through his nose better. Um, I still can see Max Holloway wearing, wearing him out like he does with a lot of people. I mean, if you watched, damn, bro, I would still go back and watch Calvin Cater and Max Holloway, even though Calvin was there the whole time. Max did not get tired. I mean, Max dominated him in that's like quite possibly my favorite fight of all time is
Really?
Max. Oh yeah, Max.
Shoot.
And as far as MMA,
Mhm.
Max Holloway and Calvin Cater was one of the most incredible fights.
Wow. Wow.
Um, I mean, there's been some really good fights. I mean, even like Pantoja and Moreno, that was a really good fight. Um, what's his name? Oh, GSP and Mike Bisping was a good fight. Mike Bisping and Anderson Silva, no, Adesanya and Kelvin Gastelum was a good fight. I mean, I'm all saying like all middleweights right now, but oh, Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier won. Dustin Poirier and Dan Hooker. That fight was pretty crazy. So that's another one that was really good. But the domination that I saw in the domination that I saw in Max Holloway and Calvin Cater was insane, man. Like that fight was just so crazy. There was not 5 seconds, I feel like, where one of them did not throw a strike,
Really?
where there was yeah, they
Are
was
you
just
serious? That pace?
yeah, bro. It was just a high paced fight, man. Like, oh my goodness,
3 or 4 or 5 rounds.
it was 5 rounds. It was 5 rounds. It was a
Jeez.
main event.
Wow.
I mean, crazy, dude. But that's the thing is the UFC will put fights on like this all the time, even on the undercard. Like some of those, you just don't really hear about them because they're not on the main card. It's not like big names, but there's fights like that on every single card, dude. On every single card, um, that they'll have some high paced, wars because that's just what they are, what those people are, bro. Like they're warriors. Like they're not just like, yeah, they do the I guess MMA is a sport, but it's a fight, bro. It's a fight, you know. It's the purest sport is what it is. It's two people. There's no BS. There's no like, oh well, I know you've been talking shit, and I'm not gonna push you because I can get a technical, I can get a flag.
Mhm.
It's like, no, fam, like this is it. This is it. You can talk all you want, but we're gonna get in there and we're gonna see.
Sure.
We're gonna see if you can stand up to it, bro. We're gonna because I can knock you out. I could, you could die, bro. You can die in there. Yeah, you could die playing
Die.
football,
Right.
but like, no, you could die. Someone dies every year in boxing. Actually, is what I heard.
Yeah, yeah, no, that definitely does happen. It's not.
Yeah,
That's
and
usually
that's
it's
really
usually it's usually
headstrong.
when the yeah it's, yeah and it's usually the coach doesn't throw the fight in, or they don't stop it, or like, so you gotta have some good people in your corner, but as well you also want to let the person go out on their shield as well, because that's something about honor, and you don't but but yeah, no, MMA or UFC in general, um uh uh it is the pure sport. Like, all the talking comes to an end when we're both in this cage, right? There's no one to save you. I mean, there's a ref,
All of
but
that, bro. All of that. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna act like those guys. Like, some of those guys are not like that, but like a lot of that is to sell the fight to casuals.
Mhm.
Like a lot of what happens is to sell the fights to casuals. Like a lot of those, even you know, th- I don't really fuck with Colby Covington's personality. I mean, like I have respect for his ability, but like the only reason Colby Covington is the way he is now is because they said that they were going to cut him. They were literally getting ready to cut Colby Covington because he was not an exciting personality and an exciting fighter. He was winning fights, you know. But, he was winning fights, but the problem was that he was just boring. Like he was a boring fighter. Um, and so the thing, not to martial artists, not to people who are really into it, not to people who know
right,
what
but
they're
the
looking at,
casuals, right?
you know, um, which is just like it's a necessary evil, bro. Like maybe that's the wrong way to say it, but it's just like like there's trade offs with everything. One of the trade offs with having people who really really respect what you're doing is that there's not going to be a lot of them.
That's
It's
true.
just like there's just not going to be that many of
True.
them.
That's true.
People just have lives. People, if you have a kid or multiple kids, if you have a career that you really care about. I'm not saying that like diehard fans don't,
Mhm.
but like the amount of people that are passionate about a certain thing is going to be a lot lower, or a lot of people who are like like extremely passionate about a certain thing and extremely well versed in a certain thing. It's going to be way lower than the amount of people who just like know it a little bit. Um, and so they're going to get into it for other motives other than them being passionate about it or them really loving it. You know, like I've talked about it before. Like the one of the things that the UFC did to become so successful was they made it so that the UFC was a cool thing to know about and be into,
Mhm.
or a cool
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
to
Because
watch.
even when you see girls that are into it, it's like, what? It's like a girl that watches anime. It's like, wait a minute, what? Like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
We gonna have to talk a little bit. Like, it's
Mhm.
it's 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 cool. It's cool. It's something to relate to. It's something to be like, yo, it's something. It's like a sport, but it's more pure than that. I don't know. Maybe it's because we we like fighting. We're but it's more than just basketball. It's more than just football, man. I can't. It's a risk to it because you can't go to basketball. You can't have a basketball game and yeah, you might risk hurting your leg. But we talking about dudes dying out here, dudes breaking their nose, breaking their jaw, like something about the risks at sites. And I don't know if it's just again, I don't know if it's just because we like fighting, we like but it's just something about combat. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's cool. Like it's I know that sounds kind of sadistical, but you know what I'm saying? Like but like specifically with UFC, it's like it is something where you're like, okay, how do you analyze something yourself, and how and you kind of relate back to how do you analyze something and how do I analyze something? We're both watching the same thing, but how do we both differ, in our opinion?
I mean, it's the same thing. It's just like how a musician listens to music versus somebody who doesn't play any instruments, you know? So they're listening to it different.
Right.
They're
Right.
literally
Right.
just like, you know, damn, bro, it's so often now that I watch fights and I can literally tell what a fighter is going to do. I can literally watch and I could be like right hand, left hand, leg kick. That's what's coming. I mean, like
It's that sixth
it,
sense. That's that
it's
sixth sense that you develop.
yeah, it's different, bro. It's just different. I mean, but the thing is, like, not a lot of people are gonna because like you can really only be truly like diehard passionate about like one or two things, maybe three things, but like for a bunch of people. So for a bunch of people to be like, truly into it, it's just not gonna happen, you know? There's too much stuff out there.
Too much stuff. Everyone has lives as well. Uh, it's well, and that's what makes it special at the end of the day for that person, for that that does love it, that does what I'm saying. And I'll probably never stop watching combat sports, boxing, MMA. I'll probably never stop watching. I'll probably never stop never stop not wait yeah never stop following it. Whether it's going to be the new crop of fighters, whether what I'm saying, whether I reminisce on watching the older fights, and it's definitely specifically if you have stepped in the ring, the octagon, that also is another kind of factor of like, like at least what it is like, what I'm saying, I know, yeah, people might have been on a fight. Sorry, people might have been in a fight on the street, but gearing up, putting your headgear on, lacing up every day, going in with injuries, going in with bruised, leaving the gym with bruised ribs, what I'm saying, bloody noses, it's a sacrifice. And though, I didn't go pro, nothing like that, but you can imagine, you have a better idea of what they go through. So you kind of like, okay, like, well, it's like when I was watching Initial D, about Initial D, right? There's a couple scenes in the anime that if you're not a driver, you wouldn't know how special what he just did. Obviously it's a cartoon, or it's an anime, but there are a couple scenes in that show that literally made me stand up and like get off my chair because it was so wild. It could happen if you're a good enough driver. And so it's just like that. It's like, how insane that is. And so because you know how insane that is, you recognize it and you respect it so much more, So it's the same thing. It's a very similar thing right there,
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, bro. I just hope Gaethje does not take something out of Holloway in this fight because Gaethje is a beast. Dangerous fighter. And though Max is a beast as well, though he he's not as dangerous as Gaethje.
He's
He's
just not
not
as
the
big.
pure. He's not as big, bro. I mean, just the shots that Gaethje can generate, the
Mhm.
power. I just hope he doesn't take something out of him like he did with Tony Ferguson, man. That's what I'm hoping for. He doesn't do. I'm
Yeah.
hoping for a great, solid fight.
I think that it's a mentality because the thing is that you have to think about is Tony Ferguson was on a 12 fight win streak. You
Yeah,
know, Tony Ferguson is also extremely unorthodox. You know, and we talked about I think after that fight, I think after that fight there was a lot of things that happened. Um, he lost, excuse me, he lost that dog that he had in him because he was just like, fuck, like I just lost. I was the number one contender. I just lost to the number four guy. And some people can't come back from that.
yeah,
Some people can't
yeah,
come back from that.
yep.
Um, and I think that Tony Ferguson has a very unhealthy ego. Um, because I mean, just from how we've seen him act. And I think that I mean,
Just
that's not even that much to say. Just to how we've seen him act.
yeah,
I think that when you have a very unhealthy ego, like we talk about like trade-offs all the time. If you have a healthy ego, a lot of the time you're just like in the center. You may feel bad sometimes, you may feel good sometimes. When you have an unhealthy ego, you will fluctuate drastically.
mm-hmm.
So when you succeed, when you succeed for a long time, especially at something like fighting, like you will feel like God.
Yeah,
You will
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like
Especially fighting, bro. Like that is like okay. Essentially, bro, you are a rapper that obviously without the music. I'm trying to explain how you would feel. Everyone is like just looking at you as a god. You just go out there and did what the most purest form of human nature is. Well, I won't say one of the, I'm saying one of the just the most primal instincts of a man.
mhm,
And you go out there and people are paying to watch you do this. You know what I'm saying? You just like you
and
said, you feel like an absolute god, especially
mhm,
when you win, especially when they're all calling your name, and I'm saying you're on a 12 fight win streak. You can only imagine, bro. You could only imagine walking down the stage, I'm saying with with your ring walk. You have the music. I mean, I think about it. I think about it. I think about what my ring walk would have been. You know what I'm saying? I think, what I'm saying, like, especially if you're a kid thinking about that, what I'm saying, this was your dream. No one can
mhm.
tell you anything because you did it. You achieved it. You know what I'm saying? You just try, but continue though. So
No, I mean, it's well, what was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not saying like you can end up feeling like God, but as soon as something happens that is not in your favor, it brings you back down to reality in a hard way. Like you may never recover from that. Like if you struggle, like things like that, I think that that's when you struggle with your identity because
right.
because if you have an unhealthy ego, it's not just you being a fighter that is your identity. Because there's a lot of guys who if you look at like and if you look at like who like Alice, not Alistair, what's it called? If you look at Max Holloway, shoot, Max Holloway. I mean,
Yeah.
he lost to Volkanovski what 3 times? I mean,
Three
yeah, three
times.
times.
3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 times. Um,
Times.
but he's still gonna sit at the top of the division. Like he's never gonna
Right.
because I think that for some people it's not just winning. I think for some people like it's winning. that becomes their identity. It's not just them
Yeah.
fighting, Um, and that's what I think is, obviously Tony's still fighting. Um, but I think that for him, like that win streak, like winning, like became like a drug, and so
Yeah.
he's like trying to,
Trying to get that back.
yeah,
He's
like chase the
chasing that
dragon.
again. He's chasing it again, man. And it's honestly sad to see, and I hate having sympathy for these guys because I feel like I wouldn't want that for myself. I wouldn't want dudes feeling sorry for me. I wouldn't want pity, but I do, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like you don't want that for a guy. You don't want you want to be proud. You want to and had
Mhm.
he stopped at a 3 or 4 fights ago, it was like your legacy would have been intact. Now people are gonna remember your win streak, but also your losing streak. So it's like, it's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And again, Father Time is undefeated. You don't get older and get better. Like the only boxer I know that actually did that was Bernard Hopkins. Bernard
Mhm.
Hopkins actually aged like fine wine, and he actually got better um as he got older. But when he got too old, he got destroyed. He got knocked out of the ring, knocked out and knocked out of the ring. Father, and he was 52 years old though. He was 52
Damn.
years old, yeah, and he was fighting Joe Smith. Um, he and Joe Smith knocked him out of the ring. He had
That
no
boy can
business
hit
fighting at
hard, bro.
152. Huh?
That boy can hit hard, bro.
Yeah, he hit hard. He a good fighter. He a good fighter. He a good fighter, but he should had no business fighting at 52. Nothing, none.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the video of him
Insane.
asking, huh?
That's insane.
Facts, I know.
52 years old.
52 years old fighting top contenders. You know what I'm saying?
That's when a lot of people are like, they're coming to do like these like spectacle fights at that age.
Yeah, like
Like they come out of retirement.
right, right.
Right.
What do they call it? Exhibitions.
Yeah, exhibitions.
Exhibition match. I don't know if you saw the video of Bill Haney and Bill Haney and what's his name? And Bernard Hopkins. Did you see that? You see that online?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Bernard Hopkins comes up to him and says, "Let's go talk in the bathroom." I want to talk to you in the bathroom. And then he
What?
says he's the bathroom god. Yes, let me play you the video. Yes, yes. No, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to
You
you.
can play it. You can play it on YouTube. It's very
No, I can, but I want you to see it actually, bro. I mean, oh my god, it killed me. It killed me. He said, like, a grown man is saying he is the bathroom god. No grown man should ever say that he's the bathroom god. I don't care. I don't care what. All right, I'm gonna send it to you right now. Please watch that.
All right.
Bathroom god. No grown man should ever say that. You know what I'm saying? You said I'm the bathroom god. Dude said I'm the bathroom god. Olivia Arnold. We're talking about a couple things. We're talking about Max Holloway, and we're talking about Bernard Hopkins right now, saying he's the bathroom god. Which no grown man should be saying that to another man, that he's the bathroom god. And let's go talk into the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? No grown man should be saying that. That's how yeah. Let's call it like it is, bro. That sounds weird. That sounds weird, bro. No grown man should be telling another man, let's go talk to the.
Who did he just go to try to fight at the end?
He pushed Bill Haney and then ran away. It was weird, bro.
Bro, that's some drunk shit.
Yeah, bro. He literally pushed him and then ran away. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. Very strange behavior. Very strange behavior, but very funny though. Hilarious. hilarious behavior, but very strange and very odd. And people in my comments saying, "Oh, Bill Haney would lose." I mean, obviously, it's Bernard Hopkins, but these two guys are promoters. They're not fighters right now. Bill Haney's not a professional fighter. He's literally promoting his son, and the dude doesn't like what he said. You wouldn't go to Eddie Hearn and try to fight and go out, invite him to the bathroom, right? So why are you inviting Bill Haney? Only black people do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Only black people do this shit. We want to fight because he's promoting his fighter. It's the stupidest thing, man. It's the stupidest thing. Weird. But the guy said, I'm the bathroom god. Let's go talk to the bathroom.
So crazy, bro.
It sounds so weird. Bro. I'm the bathroom god. Let's go talk to the bathroom. I know what he's talking about. I know what he means. Yeah, we know what he means, but it's like, bro, really?
We also know what that sounds like.
We know what it sounds like. And you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
What's on your bro?
It's the thing. Yeah, it's the thing.
You know what? Hold on. I want to see something real quick. I want to see something real quick, real fast, and in a hurry. Hold up. Let me see if this makes my video mess up again.
Yeah, I can already tell it is. It's lagging.
Did it?
Oh, never mind. No, this looks fine.
Did it?
It looks
not
fine.
Delayed?
No.
It's good. All right, bet.
Yeah.
It is lagging a little bit, but
is it? It's lagging a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna take this off. To be honest, it's not really worth it.
Yeah. But what other fight are you excited for UFC 300 though?
Bo Nickel is supposed to fight. I actually just
that's right.
looking at it.
Who is he fighting again?
Brundage.
So who's getting the title shot for the lightweight? Because we all thought Gaethje was gonna get it.
I think it's in. Well, it's going to be. They have to run it back with Oliveira.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. But I thought he was gonna get the next chance, but now he's fighting Arman.
Yeah, I don't think it depends on Islam. Who's Islam going to fight next?
That's what I'm saying.
Whoa. Who is Islam?
Because who's number one contender right now?
Next
is Oliveira.
I think so. I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, 100%.
Oliveira, and Arman is number 2, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe Gaethje's number 2.
Let me be sure real quick. Lightweight. No, Gaethje's number 2. Arman's number 4. It goes Oliveira, Gaethje, Poirier, Arman, and then Michael Chandler. That's the top 5.
Okay. Let's talk about Chandler and Connor.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that, man?
What do I think is going to happen?
Yeah.
I think Chandler can get knocked out, but I do also believe that Connor can get knocked out. It depends on how Chandler decides to fight, because Connor is very much a very technical guy, and he's pretty long. Connor
super long arms.
Pretty sure. Let me
I think he's 74.
74. Yeah, 74. He's long, dude.
He's a long dude. Yeah.
I'm pretty that's longer than Kamaru Usman, I'm pretty sure.
What? Really?
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
Damn.
Kamaru Usman is 70 reach. Oh, bro, I hate it when they do this, bro.
I know.
You are an American company. No, you're probably. They're not American, but centimeters. 193 centimeters. Bro, in inches, 70. Whoa. Actually, it says he is 75. 75-inch reach, 76-inch reach.
So okay, that's long, bro. He is
Yeah.
6 foot though. He is 6 foot, but that's very long. That's very long.
Kamaru Usman. Yeah, 76 inches.
Yeah,
Conor McGregor reach 74. Yeah, so it's 70. Yeah, so it's not longer, but still,
yeah.
Conor
Well, he's
is
five
5'9".
nine
Yeah.
exactly. So for his size, that's still ridiculously long. That's Terrence Crawford right there. Literally, Terrence Crawford right there. The arm reach. But let's wrap it up here. You already know what it is, guys. Like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We really appreciate it. Um, again, if you have any questions, if you guys ever want to talk, pick our brains, just hit the link. We're down to talk. We don't care. I know one of these days we're gonna get someone that's gonna test it, but you know what I'm saying? We ready to stand on everything we say. So at the end of the day, it
Mhm.
don't matter. But you already know what it is, man. The Red Corner Podcast. We will see you next week. Peace.